to you here on Youth Empowerment Television Show. This is your most authoritative youth analysis program you can find anywhere in the country and Africa as a whole. Like you know that we've been doing, we support anything young people do. And so far as it's based in our country, based in the African continent, in the world, so far as it's championing the cause of the African youth, we do our best to give it all the support that it needs. You can join the conversation by sending us a WhatsApp message, a text message on 054-850-3799, 054-850-3799. Both on text message and WhatsApp message. We'll read it for you. Today is a very hot discussion, but before I introduce my guest and we go to the show, let me introduce to you Ghana's candidate for a very, very important portfolio that we need support for. Christabel Queensley Debbie is contesting for Vice Chairman, Inclusion and Engagement, and you know, she is a Ghanaian candidate. I was very happy to watch Christabel with the Minister of Education, and also just about yesterday or 3 days ago with the Vice President of the Republic of Ghana. Don't forget, she's a recipient, or she's an award winner for the Head of State Award. She's won several awards. She was a Ghana Tertiary Awards overall Best Student in 2019, and she's always been doing very, very well. Ex-House President, former Ex-House President for King's University, her policies, her achievements, such an unprecedented, you know, legacy project that she left behind. And we all know that she's a very bright star for Ghana. And I shared this on my Facebook page, copied from her page, and I want to bring that to your attention. You can see Debbie's picture displayed on all Ghanaian youth, everybody, student, non-student, you all need to support Christabel Queensley AC Debbie. And this is what she says. She says that I am Debbie Queensley from the Republic of Ghana in West Africa. I am a candidate for the position of Vice Chairperson, Inclusion and Engagement for Commonwealth Youth Council executive elections. My resolve to contest has been inspired by many relentless passion to echo the aspirations of the youth like myself across the nook and cranny of the world. I understand the challenges of systematic social inclusion, marginalization and suppression of youthful voices on policy and decision-making table. My solemn commitment is to amplify the advocacy on youth inclusion, strengthen the voice against marginalization of ethnic minorities, indigenous people, and people living with disability. I recognize the fundamental challenges of small states and fierce discrimination and bias against them within the multilateral space. These are grievous human rights violations. We must collectively strive against. I further recognize the need for significant mass-based social inclusion towards the achievement of a just and equal world, ready to meet the target of Agenda 2030. I am mindful of the intrinsic linkages between our societies and how we can collectively achieve the vision of a peaceful, progressive, and prosperous world where no one is left behind. These are the principles and values that continue to inspire my passion to serve and contribute meaningfully to action that we drive the achievement of sustainable development goals. I encourage my fellow youth, and this is very important. She says that she encouraged her fellow youth who believe in collectivism, equality, respect for human rights, elimination of systematic exclusion of all persons to join Christabel Debbie. She says that support her and Christabel Queensley Debbie as your Vice Chairperson for Inclusion and Engagement. And she says that let us together scale up the advocacy against exclusion and marginalization with renewed impetus to win. Let us leave no one behind. We must win together. And says that God bless all of us. And so we at Pan-African TV, we are fully in support of you. Youth Empowerment TV is in support of you. Don't forget that Pan-African TV, if I'm not scared to say, is the biggest television platform that cuts across all African countries. Those watching us in Gabon, in Guinea, in Sierra Leone, in Nigeria, please don't vote for your candidate. Vote for us. You people know what Debbie has been able to do. Yeah, I trust you guys are going to vote for her. She trust me, my endorsement. I mean, she's very, very powerful, instrumental, and somebody who will not leave any country behind. She doesn't. I always say that Debbie is a citizen of Africa, not just Ghana. So let's vote for a citizen of Africa and not just Ghana. Today my discussion is very, very tough. I've been following it one way or the other, and my producer told me we are going to be having them, I mean the leaders in our studios. Then I decided to put my ears on the ground, on the internet, on Facebook, and I saw, even before they come here, I saw so many people writing articles about the conversation we're about to have. Many of the subjects around what people are saying is that don't be cowards, speak your mind. You know what our problems are. Don't come and be doing politics here. Take the fear out of you. I hear and I'm like, you don't even know what they're about to say yet, and you're already putting fire beneath their feet. So we'll see whether or not they are going to do your bidding, or there's going to be a diplomatic conversation and all of that. But I pray it doesn't turn out to be so. But you can trust me to push harder to get all the relevant information that you need to have. So quickly, let me introduce my guest. I'll go for a break and we'll have a continuous discussion. So my guest is already seated. I have I pray I pronounce the word Dimbie Abdul Manan, who is the national president for TAG. You're the president, all right. Also, I have Joshua Owusu Yeboah, who is the national coordinator for TAG. I'll come back right after this short montage break. When I come back, we're going to go deeper into the conversation. Stay tuned. I'll be right back. Back from the break, lots of messages. Guys, we've not even started the discussion. You are sending me articles and messages. But let me read the cool-toned messages. Good afternoon. I want to know why some schools have had their corona feeding component paid to them by their principals, but come to Volta and OT, it's a different vibe. This is celebrity teacher, St. Francis College of Education, Hohoi, and lots of messages, my God. My regards to the National TAG President and the National TAG Coordinator for their good work. My simple but well-meant message is that together, let's champion the cause of teacher training. This one says that, hello, please ask them straightforward questions for me. I know Richie can do the job. Let them feel the heat. Okay, this person sent a message. No, there's 100% support. So I'm going straight. Gentlemen, you're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. This is the biggest television platform we have here, Youth Empowerment TV. And let me start off with this article that I allow you to just address all the issues that you have to address. This one was written by Hussein Mohammed Sheikh. You know him?
Yes.
Okay. Dear TAG President and Coordinator, Dimbie Abdul Manan, Joshua Owusu Yeboah, as you appear on Pan-African Television Youth Empowerment Talk Show today, make your over 46,000 constituents proud. Present to them hopes for they are broken. Be diplomatic but firm on your demands. Let the nation understand the plight of trainees. Put to bear all challenges in the COE system, College of Education system currently. Speaking to one principal last week, he lamented gravely on how they are faced with difficulty in getting students fed after they borrowed to feed them last semester. He mentioned that no entity is willing to grant them food commodities anymore. In the midst of all this, the trainees have not also received the little tokens from the Student Loan Trust Fund, coupled with the double track system, online studies menace. I hope you are up to the task and would present issues as they exist. And he sent this one. Excuse me. This is from College of Education Weekly Journal. And this is 17th May 2021. It says that College of Education fear closure due to non-payment of feeding grants by government. Wow. Your Excellency.
Boss.
But why have you sat down for all this to happen before you want to speak on behalf of your students?
Thank you very much for the opportunity.
You're welcome.
I'll seize this opportunity to say a good afternoon to all teacher trainees across the 46 colleges of education in Ghana. Yes, sincerely, most of the points that have been raised in the article and our General Assembly communique are actually pertinent and pressing issues of the teacher trainees. And as is rightly stated, as at this particular point in time, the colleges of education have reached a certain point where we are battled with a whole lot of issues that if attention is not drawn, the pre-service teacher or the teachers that we are going to be making in the near future, my brother, I'm being honest with you, would not be able to impact the knowledge that we actually want on the students. Why am I saying this? As at this particular point in time, many people went to the various colleges of education for so many reasons. And you and I are aware that when we look at the various tertiary institutions, the colleges of education mostly have students who are from not well-to-do homes. So because of this, they struggle to pay school fees, and then sometimes too, most of them go because of the allowances, and then the feeding they feed them. Say that I won't be like a university student and I'll be using money from my pocket and then other things. So there are issues, and that's why we are here. So together with my coordinator, we are going to delve into those issues to actually make the ordinary teacher trainee understand that I am currently in college. I am a level 300 student, and I'm also currently in college. So most of the issues they face, I face them too.
Coordinator,
sure.
is it going to be an Aluta very soon?
I doubt.
You doubt, eh?
Sure.
Okay. What are the challenges? I mean, what is happening? Because per the article I read from the gentleman, it means that even some principals are complaining.
Sure.
So even principals indirectly some of them may not have the teeth to bite. Because sometimes in this country, not as if they cannot talk, but if they talk and they don't talk well, order from above can work. So they rely on you guys to do the job.
Sure.
Is it true that feeding components have been delayed, or it hasn't even come at all? Is it true that allowances? Is it true that are you guys on double track?
We will not say that it is.
But indirectly, something like online
hybrid system.
Hybrid system of a double track.
We would not say double track, but it is hybrid system.
You won't say double track, but it's hybrid. Explain why is it hybrid?
The hybrid is when trainees have the opportunity to have the traditional face-to-face interaction, and they also go back have online system.
So you're on campus.
You're on campus.
Some lectures the lecture will come one-on-one to the class.
Yes.
Some of the lectures they can't come because of COVID, so you meet them online.
Not that, but before we go that, let me give you the scenario and how it came about. You see, colleges of education formerly were having the diploma in basic education. And with that system, we're having only 3 cohorts. That is only 3 batches. And with the 3 batches, when you get to the final year, definitely you go outside and do the out-campus segment. So automatically you have only 2 cohorts who will be on campus. But as a result of the government intervention to upgrade the colleges of education into B.Ed or degree status, now we are going to have 4 cohorts. That is from level 100 up to level 400. And the facilities that we were using when we were having 3 cohorts, and mind you, with the 3 cohorts, 2, that is the level 100 and level 200 were on campus. By level 300, automatically you are out. So it was only 2 levels who were having access to the facilities. But now it has been upgraded to university status, of which definitely we are going to have 4 cohorts on campus. So this has created undue residential challenges on the colleges of education, and that necessitated for the educational stakeholders to implement that blended education learning. And this system too is causing a whole lot of unbearable challenges to the teacher trainees.
So if we do not have facilities to run this, is it too by force to run? We know College of Education, in fact, they are the bedrock, the graduates. I mean, they are the bedrock for the foundation of education as we have in our country now.
Sure.
And so, obviously, the diploma status that they enjoyed then wasn't something that we should be happy as a nation for. Okay. So it's good there's an upgrade to a degree level. But is it too difficult for government to put up structures? Does it cost so much to do that?
Well,
that even though they were upgraded to degree, so we should clap for them, but it has come with its own challenges. Is that the case?
Sure. The government has actually put in a lot of measures to ensure that they actually help the pre-service teacher, or would I say the teacher trainee. But then, you see, with the government as a whole, when they want to actually do something in the various colleges, we have 46 colleges. So, for instance, if they want to build an assembly hall, they build assembly halls for all 46 colleges. When they want to build possibly a dormitory block, they build dormitory blocks for all.
Is that too difficult for Ghana?
For all 46 colleges. I want to arrive at a point.
Very well.
Sure. Now, the issue here is that we have had consultation with the Director General of the Ghana Tertiary Education Commission, who is Professor Salifu, of which we raised these issues with him somewhere February. And then his point was that first he made mention of the fact that government is working on it, and we know in this country,
it's in the pipeline.
You know, in this country, when they tell you something like a pipeline, you know how these things work. Unless there's this force or pressure from somewhere, it doesn't actually push through like that. But then he told us that they are working on it, and that they do not want to introduce the system of allowing some of the students to be outside and then coming in because of the COVID. That was the main reason, because of the COVID, because it would mean that some students will be outside whilst coming, and you don't know the kind of virus somebody is bringing on board. So to them, they felt that bringing this particular intervention of this online, face-to-face, the hybrid system of education would help. But then, we, from our point of view, looking at the advantages, I would say the advantage of it is about 40%, and then the disadvantages are...
So let's look at some of the disadvantages. What are some of the disadvantages?
Sure.
All right. With some of the challenges that trainees...
So that we wrap this one up in 2 minutes, then we go into the substantive issues.
All right, but this too is very pertinent if we can have additional time on that. Now, when you go to colleges of education, one of the courses that differentiate any teacher trainee from some of the teachers is methodology. As a teacher, you should be much abreast with the methods of teaching and techniques. But Rich, it will marvel you that we teach methods which is practical-oriented course online. So at the end of the day, this is my fear. We will produce teachers who are much endowed with the content, but with the pedagogical skills to execute their duties in class. Pedagogical skills. Pedagogical skills is a term.
Pedagogy is a term in teaching.
That is the skills you are going to apply in teaching. Oh yes, yes, we are going to lack it.
Wow. Okay.
And now, with some of the challenges that we are having regarding this online teaching, one, cost of data. Trainees are not on campus where they will have access to maybe Wi-Fi system. And majority of the trainees too are living in a very far area of which network we have.
Areas and all of that,
That is it. And as a result of this hybrid system, previously we were having 16 weeks for the semester, but it has been reduced to 12 weeks as a result of this blended education. And with this 12 weeks, 6 weeks online, 6 weeks.
So the online you'll be home?
You'll be home.
Okay.
So that is...
So whether you are in Navrongo or you are in my hometown, Praso, wherever you are, whether internet or no internet, you are deprived.
You are deprived.
Or you climb a tree and get network and study.
In addition to some of the challenges, you see, the tutors we have in the various colleges of education are for only 2 badges. They are for only 2 badges. That was then when we had the diploma system. Within that time, when you get to level
so quick one, so that we understand. So you guys now in school, you graduate and have a degree. Is that the case?
Degree, sure.
Okay.
So
and this was introduced by which government?
By the NPP government.
The NPP government.
Sure.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, sure. So the teachers, the tutors that are there have been asked to upgrade, because now you need a particular level of degree before you can teach in the colleges of education.
Yeah, because it's become a university.
Sure.
Indirectly.
The tutors will have to also go to school.
They give them allowance.
Give them the chance to go to school and then all those things. Now they are just few handling level 100, level 200, level 300 within the week. So most of the times, those that are online, they don't come online.
Are you saying this for sure?
For sure.
The government is watching.
I'm saying
some of the lectures because of tiredness, not as if they are deliberately doing that.
You see, the work is overburdened. You are done with face-to-face for level 100 to there are always 2 cohorts on campus. So when you are done, you don't even get the time because you have to also travel to school.
But are they not paid extra for that online thing that they are supposed to do? And don't they have associations to also complain, or they are taking the money and don't want to teach?
Well, for them being paid, I can't ascertain on that. But their association is also fighting on that same cause with us about this same blended learning.
That's good.
Of which we recently granted an interview with the TTAG president on that on Joy News, Joy Prime.
Somebody is saying that you guys are making this complaint because teacher trainee students, you are giving allowance when you're on campus. Even when you're home, are you giving allowance?
No,
please. You are giving allowance when you're on campus. You are being fed when you're on campus. So they are bringing you. They are telling you to go and sit home and be taught online, where they will not give you money for food. They will not give you money for allowance. So you want to be brought back on campus so that you can be taking Ghana money like that. Is that not the case?
That is not the case. That is not the case.
Okay.
The issue here is that we are also students, and we as students are going to be teachers.
Yeah.
And we are going to practice a profession.
Yeah.
We are professionals. Teachers are professionals. Anywhere you go in this world, they know the worth of teachers.
Exactly.
Because even with you seated here, you were taught by a teacher.
Exactly.
So what if the teacher back then was undergoing some of these challenges? Do you think that when he comes out, you'll be satisfied with actually teaching your word or you in person?
It took just one teacher to change my academic orientation.
Sure,
I was a bad student,
sure.
and I started becoming first, and I've been first.
Sure. We are not bringing this to bear because of the fact that we want allowance or because of the fact that we want to go back to school to enjoy.
So you are saying that
we are suffering.
So they should take the online, and if possible, make it the face-to-face and pay you allowance and your pay allowance and your fee.
Sure.
Yes. Let me add little to what is happening now.
Okay.
Now our suggestion is that trainees are going through a lot of complexity so far as this hybrid system is concerned.
It's serious.
So we are appealing to the stakeholders, the principals, GTEC, NTC, and other educational stakeholders, that private entities should be involved so that they will come and build hostel facilities in the colleges of education.
Did you get any help from you're part of NUCS? Did you guys get any help? Has NUCS played any role in this struggle? Because this looks as if it's a very deep, cankered struggle that sits on the very core production of teachers here. If we don't take time, and on Facebook, I'm seeing one lady, Obia Depa Erabna Critical. It says that the lecturers are not even teaching. Even the face-to-face, come to think about online. And so, has the Mother Union also supported your fight? In all honesty, because they're asking you to be frank.
Sure, for the Mother Union, NUCS, okay, you see, once we are a blog under NUCS, over the years, TAG was formed as a result of the fact that the main student unions were not fighting for our cause. So because of that, TAG was formed so that we can also champion our own causes. It is just recently, under my leadership, that I am pushing very hard to ensure that with the current crop of leadership in NUCS, we try to come together and then champion the causes. Other than that, most of the times we see NUCS as only concerned with the university students. But this time around, we're also pushing very hard. So with the days to come.
So you're pushing?
Sure.
Or so far you have pushed to get something done?
We've pushed. But then the proposal is that they want us to put it into writing. Then they add their cover letter to it. Then when addressing issues of students, they add our issues to it and then push forward for us.
Okay. That is fine. Senior, so now what are you are telling government to do what? Halt the hybrid system and do what? We've looked at the challenges. Now, what are you strongly telling government to do immediately?
All right. Thank you very much. We know that this canker can be mitigated if we have hostel and infrastructural development in the colleges of education. That is the only way we can halt this canker. But in as much as we wait on the government and private entities to build infrastructures, the online system will be in session. And that is why we are also calling the stakeholders to look into that. Because, Senior, some of the teachers themselves are not much abreast with the online system. So education should be given to both the lecturers.
Is there a special platform or Zoom or something like that?
Sometimes Telegram.
There are many. But
so there's no dedicated prescribed one. Let's say an app or a system developed by government.
It depends on your college.
Oh, okay, so it's not as if government has put any system or online platform in place for that to be done.
Yes, yes. And moving forward to, you see, we have complained about the high cost of data. So if probably we can have an engagement with the telecommunication networks so that we have a platform that can be easy access with even less.
Is that not the duty of you leaders to have such partnership with telcos to assist your students?
It is part, as leadership, we play our role, but the stakeholders too can.
So what role have you guys played so far in the telecommunication partnerships on that?
All right.
Because even some SRCs get SIM cards from what have you guys also do?
Yes. We have championed this cause. We have spoken with some of our local TAG members, and I can tell you that when you go to even Wesley College of Education, last year, the SRC president and his team, they provided SIM cards for the students. So we as leadership, we have been championing that cause.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to go for a quick break. When I come back, I'll read all the messages I've seen so far. Charlie, controversies there, but they are doing a good job, and I think these are the kind of leaders students deserve to have to really, really fight and champion your cause. I'll be back after this montage break, and the show continues. I'll be back. Back from welcome back from the break, and we are still having a very deep and good conversation here with the leadership of TAG. So I'll be reading some few messages that have come in here, so that we look at what you guys watching us at home and on Facebook are also saying concerning this discussion that we are currently having. If you're watching us, don't forget to keep sharing the video for us. Eric Salom Kuma, he says, our money, oh, our money la. Dennis Edu says that I salute you all, you are on course. Diodene Kaome Boateng says that, and he says, Kope Kwame, don't be pushed around by the fears in your mind, but be led by the dreams in your heart. I greet you both, Manam and Josh. Ken Pong says that unshakable tagged, and he says that work sakapetwa. What's that?
Yes, that is one of our administrative.
Your administrative side. Oh, okay. Christian Jahine Chris Lem says that watching you live. Obia Depa Erabna Critical says that imagine teaching maths online. We face a lot of challenges. You maths online.
You have maths taught online. Too bad.
Yes.
Too bad.
Calculus
taught online. Bossu. Sir. This one says that Edu Treme, I salute you, Manam and George, for voicing out our problems. Albert Donu says that I think it's a misplaced idea to call for elimination of the blended education. The world is shifting from the face-to-face to a more technological orientation. Let us call for a more educational technology orientation and also ask for trainee and resources to make the system work, because it is the future. Let's work on more innovative ways to solve the challenges related to the system. Yeboah Frank says that please, they should tell us something concerning our money. Sakodia Fosu Gideon says, please, I want to know why the allowance has been delayed and also the way forward. Is it the same allowance that the NDC cancelled it?
Sure.
That MPP brought it,
sure,
and they are not paying.
Yes, we'll give them an update.
Update on that.
Yes.
Okay. Abrantier Fire. And okay, good. So Albert Donu says that I uphold my bosses, President Manab and George. You are doing a great job. El Chamano Chos in general is watching. And our friend Paul Manso says that J Hyde, amen. Opoku Afrifa James Legend says that trainees are in fact suffering. We are in the house undergoing online studies using our own money to purchase data. We pay school fees to the college, and we will pay school fees to the college and spend only 6 weeks on campus. In fact, the kind of the so-called hybrid system in education will in no time produce teachers without requisite knowledge and skills. Could you imagine that even physical education was taught online? PE, physical education. Oh. I am a SCI student, and most at times all the practical aspects of my course are taught online. Fixed College of Education now. Equia Taina says that alawa. Dear Doni Kwame Boati says that the mass online, no dear, there's a lot of violence on the street. Please, and this is from Kumi Mano, please, the alawa is our hitch right now. It's our hitch right now for the blended dear Holy God. We believe in you too. Damn KYJ. And hey, Charlie. Okay, let me read some few text messages and we come back to the studio. This one says that the online teaching and learning is not helping us at all. If we continue to learn online, how can we get experience to teach learners after school? This one says that you are on course. This is from Mohammed Abbas. This one, the administration we can trust. Damn agenda. We look forward for a new change. We mean well. And this is from Regina. Regina says that please, hey, stop. Please, hey. Regina says that, please, hey, should help. Okay, you want to say they should help us. Oh, can you imagine we are not getting money for our school fees and yet we struggle to buy bundles for our online studies? Ow. Alawa. This one is hello, good afternoon, senior. My name is Seno, watching you live from Tamale. This blended education is causing more harm than good. I suggest the government put things in place for face-to-face learning and stop this online thing. No. Big ups to all my St. Vincent College of Education, Yendi students. This one says that, good afternoon, my Presdo and host. This is Bright from Newtown. Please ask Presdo why decision was taken about level 200 vacating the same time with level 100s. Because last semester it wasn't so. Tag, we mean well. Okay. This one says that my regards to the National Tag President and National Tag Coordinator. for their work. This is TAG Work Sector Coordinator. This one says that the allowance is delaying. Oh, Richie, if they don't pay my allowance, I'll come for your shoe. Hey, what has my shoe got to do with your allowance? And this is from the current president of the National Union of Ghana Students, Jay Hyde. He says that Richie, Manan and his team are a wonderful team. Despite knowing him for a short time, he's been a wonderful asset to the current administration. His sense of duty and rationality gives me reason to believe that the TAG agenda, even if all others fail, will succeed. God bless him and his team. Good afternoon to you all. As concerned trainee student, please let us know why the allowance for us has delayed and also the solution to that. The allowance, they hear them pass the online. Hey, Chairman, I'll go read this. The way the semester is shortened to is a bad one. They don't care about the welfare of our studies, just their parochial interests. Come to St. Francis College of Education if you have. They have not paid. If you've not paid your fees fully, you will be denied access to the college facility. We need allowance to buy data for online. This one that Richie, alawa. I bet if you were a College of Education student, you won't wear your braces. Maybe I'm free attire, no. Okay, quick one. I'm Dominic from St. John Bosco College of Education. In fact, we are suffering in our online, and the online is costing a lot of poor network, high cost of data. Even the face-to-face lectures don't come, and allowance too is not coming. Government should do something about it. Hey, so is this what you promised, that the allowance should come? You would bring the allowance back. Pay us too, or you are not paying us. Hey, I regret voting for you guys, Madam J Nana. What does that got to do with? Okay, this is from Citizen Junu. Principal should do the needful and release our feeding component to us. Good afternoon, Richmond. This is Richard Yembo, SLC President for St. John Bosco College of Education, Navrongo. I'm actually following your program on campus with some of my constituents. I want to use this opportunity to thank my able TAG President and his coordinator for this bold step. I am proud of them. I wish them the best. Good afternoon. My regards to the National President, Dembi, and the Cordi Besmark, the TAG EGA Treasurer. Lots of messages coming in, and your people are really, really watching you guys. Let me give you the floor and tell us the issues and address them and the solutions that you propel.
All right. We have said some of the issues in regards to this blended educational system in the colleges of education.
Yeah.
We had our General Assembly at Kibi College of Education, and we came out with a communique. One of the problems associated with the blended education is high cost of data.
Okay.
And there have been a reduced number of the weeks that we were having previously, and it has really affected it. And we also we are now teaching content-based knowledge online, okay, to the detriment of the practical-oriented courses, which every teacher should be mass abreast of. All these things are happening.
And mind you, when you go for the few weeks face-to-face, what happens is that you still have something we call STS, that's supported teaching in schools. It is compulsory that once in a week you visit basic schools to actually practice or have observation. Now, all those things are part of the number of weeks that you are supposed to use for the face-to-face, of which the online was not effective. Now, on the face-to-face, you have to be doing STS and then other things. Yeah. So it makes the time very limited. You write quizzes and exam. So even the 6 weeks you have face-to-face is reduced to barely 3 weeks or 2 weeks. And imagine a student, it's just more or less like the chew and pause system. But we are teachers.
Yeah.
We are teachers
practical based and all of that.
Sure. So what we are saying is that now there should be a change in the schedule of the academic calendar.
Sure.
Since we are now doing the online system, we know that when we have infrastructures that will help solve the issue, but now the online has come. And we'll be enrolled on the online until we finish with the infrastructures in the colleges of education. So there should be an increase in the number of weeks that we spend in the colleges of education, so that we spend few time online and have a lot of weeks on campus. Not equal. Because in colleges of education, most of our courses are practical oriented. And that is why I keep on saying that I fear that if this persists in the next years to come, we have teachers that the people will come and stand in front of you, say, you are very brilliant, but you don't know how to teach. And it will be as a result of this blended education.
Oh, so you can be intelligent and brilliant, but
sure,
if you are not
if you don't have the pedagogical skills we are talking
pedagogical skills.
Sure,
what are all the pedagogical skills?
That is the techniques.
Techniques.
Yes.
You must smile whilst teaching.
Smile is part,
it's
but
part
we
of
have other techniques.
you can get a student's attention.
Yes.
Sure.
Hey, you tell some of the students, hey, Sophia, take my bag to the house.
No.
Fetch water for me.
I want to come in with some of the challenges we are facing.
Well.
I want to state this on record that per my checks in some of the colleges,
okay,
I noticed that, you see, the enrollment in the various colleges of education is done this way. Normally, when we have third years, per my badge, when I went into college, the third years were more than the second years. Normally, the second year should have been more than the first years.
Yeah.
But here is the case for the previous admissions. They have admitted twice the number of the level 200s, meaning that if we had even left it the normal traditional system, the colleges would have been able to accommodate the 3 badges. I am stating this on record. That, you see, now we have level 300. Sure. Let's say they are over 300. Level 200, 400. Instead of the level 100s to be less, so that we'll be able to accommodate the level 100s who are more than 200s are twice the number of 200s. So just look at the assertion here.
It means that all of them cannot even be spaced. They could have just increased.
Because if you look at it, you have admitted more numbers.
Yeah.
Then why can't we allow all the badges to be there rather than deal with the numbers?
I get it.
Now the agenda behind the numbers will be that, oh, we'll get more fees or more. But let's look at how our
But if they are getting more fees, they are paying more of your teacher training. Now they are interested in your training allowances. So,
Sure.
When was the last time you people received your teacher training allowance? We have 8 minutes to wrap up. So when was the last time you received a training allowance?
For the last 4 months.
For 4 months, you've not received any teacher training allowance.
Yes.
After election, no campaign.
But one thing, I think this is very pertinent issue. Trainees want to have information about.
No, hold on. Are you saying on record that for 4 months you have not received
4
training
months.
allowance?
For a full semester, we haven't received allowance.
And we have begun the second semester as well.
And when you tried as leaders, what are they saying?
Good. This is how the allowance is paid. It's the Minister of Finance who will issue the money. It goes through a lot of processes before finally it gets to Student Loan Trust Fund, and they will disperse it to students. Per the intel gathered from GTAG, that is Ghana Tertiary Education Commission, they will get the money and give it to Student Loan Trust Fund for them to give the money to students. We were informed that the first quarterly money that was issued by the Ministry of Finance, it did not capture budget. It did not capture trainees allowance.
Hold on.
And it was done.
Hold on. So you are saying, as a matter of records, that the last budget statement that was read by the Ministry of Finance, the other one?
No, not the budget. The budget captured the one that was read by Honorable Majority Leader. That one, it was captured.
But which one are you talking about?
I'm talking about the money that was issued. You see, after the budget is read, they issued the money in the quarterly basis by the Ministry of Finance. Sure. So the first money was issued on March. Good. And that one, it didn't capture teacher trainees allowance. So second quarterly money has been issued by the Ministry of Finance.
Okay.
Good. And that one, trainees allowance has been captured per.
Okay, so it's coming.
It is coming.
So the student, please, your monies are coming.
Coming.
But the challenge here is that
the 4 months
they'll give everything in bulk.
Oh, so how much is that? How much people get?
For a month, they take 200 cedis.
Oh, they give you 200 cedis.
They give you 200 cedis. Then the other part of it, it's normally 400 cedis. Then 200 cedis goes to the ordinary trainee. Then the other part goes to the school for feeding. But the 200 goes directly to the students.
Okay.
And then the other part goes to the principal for feeding. That's why the principals are also complaining that it hasn't come.
So for the past 4 months, it means government will send you 800 cedis.
800.
Not 800. Okay, 800.
Yes.
200.
Yes.
200.
Obviously, it will be more, but I'm talking about the personal one that comes to your pocket.
Sure. Good.
And all of
But,
it. You want to add something?
yes. So we want to assure teacher trainees out there that the leadership is not going to relent on the allowance.
Sure.
We have had engagement with GTAG. God willing, tomorrow at 5, we are going to meet the Minister of Education, and we have discussed with him about this thing. But
tomorrow you are meeting the Minister of Education.
Yes. On a quick one about the feeding component. This is one of the issues that is very dear to trainees. Last semester, trainees were paid feeding component of which the principal never gave it to us.
This is a serious allegation.
Yes.
Sure.
The principal took your feeding allowance?
Feeding component. Let me give you the background of it. Trainees are given 400 Ghana cedis as allowance.
Yeah.
4 Ghana cedis is given as star dues. 196 goes to the principals as feeding component, and 200 cedis goes to the trainees direct. And that 196 is purported for trainees to be fed. But here in the case, we are having blended education system where trainees will have half of their weeks online and have face-to-face interaction.
So it's not a full feeding for the whole semester.
The whole semester.
But the full money has been given to the principals.
Sure.
As leadership, we met them. We first met the chairman for Prinkoff. We didn't arrive at consensus.
What are they saying? What are they justifying for the rest of the time you'll be home?
They are saying that we are not in school. And they are only going to give the money to us only when we are in school. Meanwhile, during online system, trainees are out there doing online system. So you can't tell us that we are not in school. We are in school.
No, whether you are in school or not, there's money so we are supposed to be fed whilst you are in school.
Yes.
So it's not by choice that you are home.
That is
That's
it.
the system they have created.
That is it.
So why should you suffer a penalty for a system you didn't?
And we also raised the point that level 100s are supposed to be on campus for the whole academic year because they are still new. They are fed. So does that mean that because I will not be on campus throughout the whole time, you feed somebody to my neglect and still not give me my own money? Well,
okay, that's about it. So the principal receiving your feeding component that he hasn't given, is it that the whole semester feeding component is not being paid, or you are talking about the one that you'll be home? I want to understand.
The one that will be home.
You'll be home.
Yes,
Okay.
because we are not fed. That is it.
that is.
But when we met the leadership of Prinkoff and we didn't arrive at consensus, we wrote petition to GTAG. Tomorrow too, we are meeting them. They have called us. And we are going to also delve into it. We are saying that the money is not for Prinkoff.
I really like your leadership skill. And
Yes,
your
the money is not for Prinkoff. It is for the ordinary trainee. So in their attempt to deny trainees the feeding component, it means
so that money they use it for. Since your house that you be online, what is that? What? So when they are just auditing and all that money, where do
They've told us that if GTAG gives them the money, not us.
Yes, but
So once it is not we, the students, that gave them the money, they do not owe us any account.
They give them the money to go and buy baby shower curtains?
No, they give it to feed us. Now we are saying that humbly, if you don't feed us, give us back our money. It's I mean, we are on
yes,
that.
Yeah, finally.
Yes. So I think we've tackled the feeding component, and we.
So the allowance, please. Your allowance is the
Sure.
second they've released your money, you be getting
Sure,
it.
it is going
My
through the
mobile money
process.
number too is the same number you tested.
And let me finally add that they should be patient, because even with the stakeholders, I'm being honest on national television to make trainees across the country to be aware. Even with the stakeholders, they do not tell you when it is going to come, because they do not want to give you a date. And when the date arrives,
Yeah, there are a lot of bureaucracies with money.
Good.
So you the
So-
kwata, even though
Sure.
you have in kwata, but I guess you get your money.
Hey, senior.
I guess it's too far.
It's too far. It's too far. We
Yeah.
are anticipating that it is paid as soon as possible in this new semester we have started.
Very
We
well.
anticipate.
I think it must be paid because
We are
trust me,
anticipating.
I had a chance to visit some of the training colleges, and I must tell you, you guys are doing well. Because a country like Ghana, and you are receiving a cash component a month as allowance, 400, and they take 200, and you pay. Senior, come on. I mean, hey, you go to Celebrity Baba and you shave your hair, or you go to Robert True to go and shave your hair, 150 Ghana. The rest of the 50 Ghana, what would you use it for? It's not easy, and you guys are really doing well. You are the core. In fact, you guys are the foundation to education we have in Ghana.
Sure.
Without you guys, So things not go end well.
And on a quick one, I think we are tackling on some of the issues that were raised at the end of our 25th General Assembly.
Yeah.
On a quick one,
I saw. What are the issues that came up during your General Assembly? They were
we have blended education. We have spoken about it. We have also spoken about the feeding component of teacher trainees. We also having 50% SRC dues in the colleges of education. Now, Rich, could you imagine that 100 Ghana cedis is paid to the SRCs as SRC dues? But when it comes, the principal would take 50%. Some of the principals would take 50% in the name of employing laborers to ensure sanitation in the colleges of education. Now, at the end of our General Assembly, we resolve that the principals should humbly allow the SRCs to receive their full 100 Ghana cedis. And the SRCs will employ the laborers themselves to ensure that we have better sanitation in the colleges of education. The money is SRC and it should be given to them.
SRC.
Yes.
All right. So these are your cameras. I mean, whoever speaks first, you speak to your students who are watching you, address them. This is your camera so that we can wrap up. But before you do that, as you think about what you have to tell them, fine, let me use it just 2 minutes to read some of the messages and we leave here. Good afternoon, everybody. This is the first time sharing. We have problems and we would like to share with you guys. We really need your help. We are students of Perez University College. We completed school last in August. Up to now, we have not gotten our certificate. We wrote letter to them concerning our certificate. They replied our message without any reasonable reason. We will be completing national service very soon, and we still haven't received our certificate. Okay, speak to the producer. Look for our producer's number and try to speak to them. Okay. So just in about 30 seconds, you just speak to your students here.
All right. Thank you very much. I think when I started, I did not greet teacher trainees out there. So one thing I want to tell all teacher trainees out there is that the leadership is not going to relent on their issue. We are going to fight to the core to ensure in a diplomatic way that all the issues, if not all, majority will be mitigated. One thing I want to also add is that we are in a technological world. Online system has come. So we are appealing to all our constituents that humbly let us embrace it as we await the stakeholders to put measures in place to mitigate all the plight. Let us involve ourselves in the online system, and also as we have begun the second semester, we should also learn hard because we are the foundation to the education in Ghana. Thank you very much. And I also like to say a very good afternoon to my brother Isaac Obin. I believe that he is watching me, and to all the students in the 46 public colleges of education in Ghana. Thank you.
Okay.
All right. Finally, I would also like to say a very big thank you to all teacher trainees who have dedicated their time. I know very well they are on campus, but they've dedicated their time to actually watch and listen to us. I would use this medium to also assure them that, as I always state, we are not going to relent on actually working on their issues, and day in, day out, I've actually been pushing forward. And I want to also assure them that my leadership, as well as my neck as well, is dedicated to serving the ordinary teacher trainee. And by the time we are going to hand over, most of these our issues are going to be averted. Thanks to them all for actually listening to us today. And thank you to you too for actually hosting us. We are actually very grateful. We are grateful.
We always do this for God and country. My name is Richmond Amofasapon, and if you say a prayer, say some for me. Bye-bye.